Hi friends, hello everybody. Welcome to Saroj's Kitchen. How are you doing in this quarantine period? And especially to ladies, they might be really tired because everybody at home has become like a pregnant woman. They are having intense craving for certain food, and we are left with no choice but to make it. So today I got a request for making falafel sandwiches or falafel wrap with pita bread. So I was just wondering, oh my God, that is going to really increase my workload. But yes, I'm going to do that. And so there are four different things that I have to make for it. Beginning with tahini paste, pickle salad, falafel patties or bullets, and finally goes the pita bread. So I'm going to share videos for all of them, and finally I have taken here a bowl of cabbage. I have diced it in this manner. So I have a cabbage here. I have one onion which I have sliced. I have one green chili which I have sliced from between and made it into two parts. And I have two very small sized carrots which I have made sticks like this. Here I have almost half a teaspoon of sugar. This is 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and this is 2 tablespoons of vinegar. This is white vinegar. So I have taken all these things and I am making a pickled salad which can be used for falafel wraps or for to have with pita bread, or by itself as a salad also it tastes very good. So let us see how we are going to put it together. In a mixing bowl I am going to take all the carrots. I'll take the onions and chili, and I am going to take say only half of this cabbage. And in this vinegar I have already mixed the salt and sugar, so I am just going to put it around it and toast the salad, mix it well, and keep it ready. So I have mixed it all well. It has been mixed all well, toast together, and now I'm going to put it in a fridge and make it chilled. Before I can serve, I should make it cold for at least 1 to 2 hours. With that, what will happen? All the spices or the things that we have used, like vinegar and sugar, will get penetrated into all the vegetables and salad, and it will give a very good crunchy as well as pickled taste to it. So once I put it in the refrigerator for cooling, and when you bring out before serving, you can even add little of coriander over it to garnish it, or if you are using for wraps, you can directly put it into the wraps, or also in a pita bread when making falafel sandwiches. Then I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you like it, do share, do subscribe to my channel, and share your comments and feedback. Thank you. So for tahini sauce or paste, what I have taken is a half a bowl of sesame seeds. Approximately they are 3 tablespoons of it, and I have taken here 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. Usually it is made with an olive oil, but I also like the little fragrance from sesame oil, so I have taken the sesame oil. This is completely optional. You can either take olive oil in this place, you can replace it with an olive oil, or you can even omit it completely. So we are going to dry roast this. We'll check it in another 2 minutes time. So they have started giving out the aroma, and they are roast well. We don't want to overcook them or over roast them. They look really fine at this moment, and so I am going to take it off from the gas, and I am going to cool it completely. Once they are cool, we are going to grind them. to stop in between again and again after 2 to 3 minutes time, and scrap the sidings, so that right now it looks like as if we are making a dough of it, but we need still to make it creamy and little fluid in content. We are going to grind it again. So every 2 to 3 minutes you need to open up, check it out, and scrap the sidings. This tahini paste requires a lot of patience, because at one grinding you cannot get the texture that you want. So I have at least 4 to 5 times I have opened it, scrapped it from the sidings, and again I have kept on doing it to make it real good paste, and the texture, you can see the texture I have already got, but it is not yet fluid in fluidy. So I will do it one or two more times, and then I will remove it. Even if it remains in the paste form, you can use it for your hummus as well as wraps, and it tastes yummy. So I'm still going to grind it for one or two more times, and then we will remove it in a glass container, and this can be stored for almost an month's time. I'm going to use it today itself, and that is why the quantity is very limited. So that is how our tahini paste looks today. It has come out very well. The color is good and the texture is very creamy. This can be added to any kind of salads. It can be added to hummus, and it is you can even make a dip along with curds using yogurt or a Greek yogurt, and it tastes really yum. So let's see the ingredients. This is around 200 grams of overnight soaked and drained chickpeas, Kabuli chana. I am not using any cornstarch for binding, and instead of that I am replacing it with flattened rice poha. So this is 3 tablespoons of flattened rice or poha, which I had soaked for 15 minutes, and I have kept it ready here. This is one medium sized roughly chopped onion, handful or a bowl full of coriander leaves. This is half a teaspoon of garam masala. This is 6 to 8 cloves of garlic. This is juice from one lemon, half a teaspoon of cumin seeds. Also I like the blast of pepper when you are eating it, so I have taken 4 to 5 whole peppercorns. There is salt to taste. This is half a tea no 1/4 spoon of black pepper powder. This is 1 tablespoon of oil. This is ginger and green chili paste. This is almost half teaspoon of it. This goes as per your taste. This and salt definitely goes as per your taste. And this is my magical spice box. We need to grind this. Once we grind this, I will show you the further process. I have ground the chickpea, and I have used half of the poha with it, even the green chilies, garlic and onion. All of them together I have blended them, and this is I have not made it into very fine paste, but it is little coarse. To this now I will add all the different spices that we need, and we will make the falafel balls or falafel bullets as we call them. And while I do all these things, I am going to heat up the oil. So here I have kept the frying pan and the oil is there. So I will start the gas and do both the things simultaneously. So I have started the gas for the oil to get hot. It is on a very slow flame. In this I am going to add on the masalas that we need. So since I am making it from chickpea and they tend to be very dry, I have used even little water while grinding it, and to make it little smooth on the stomach and be a little digestive, I am adding this 1 tablespoon of oil to it. This is again optional, but I like it with that. I am adding the cumin seeds with 4 to 5 peppers in it. There they go. I am adding it pepper powder, garam masala, uh, and other spices like I will be adding to it 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, this is 1 teaspoon of coriander and cumin seeds powder. I am going to add one more to it. Then I am going to add to it a pinch of salt. I am going to add 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric haldi powder to it. And if you want little spicy, you can add more chilies to it. I've already added little green chili, but I'm still adding. I've already added 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, and yet another half a teaspoon I'm adding to it. Uh, then I'm going to add the juice from the lemon that we have kept ready, and I'm going to add coriander leaves to it, all, all of them, and the remaining little flattened rice or poha to it. Now the main ingredient, the salt, is left, so I'm going to add on the salt to it. Salt as per the taste. I will mix all of them and take a taste for salt. If it is alright, we wet the hands and start making the falafel balls or bullets. After mixing, our mixture looks like this. Here at this stage you need to adjust the salt or any other spices that you need. I think it is perfectly well for me, and so I am going to wet my hands a little and start making the falafel balls or the bullets. Balls are the ones which you eat it by themselves, where you are eating it as a dry snacks along with hummus or any yogurt dip or with tahini. But if you are adding it on to falafel wraps, or maybe you are having it with pita bread, then in a falafel sandwich kind of a thing, then it is better to make it in a flattened shape. Give it a flattened shape like this. Make a ball of it and then just flat it up. These bullets are the ones which we use it when we are making it in a sandwich form or along with a wrap. So it depends on what kind of food you are having or when you are going to have it. Accordingly, we give the shapes and size to it. The oil is not yet hot, so once it is hot, we will start putting them, or we will start frying them. In the meantime, I will just make all the balls or the bullets ready. Also at this stage, if you feel that the binding is not good enough for you and you feel it is a very loosened one, or still it requires to be tightened, then you can use either you can use a cornstarch if you like, or you can also use rice flour. Add little 1 or 2 teaspoons of rice flour to it, and it should be bind well. The oil is hot enough, so I am going to add on the bullets to it. Let the oil be hot enough. If the oil is not good hot, this bullets will start breaking off. So be very careful with it. Wow, they have become quite good in color, a golden brown. They look too good to me. I'll just twist it and turn it and flip it on the other side. Well, they seem to be done, and so I'm going to remove them. In the same manner, I'm going to fry all the bullets. So our falafel bullets are ready, and I have removed them in a serving plate. They can be eaten as it is, along with hummus, along with tahini, or along with even our normal coriander chutney and ketchup. It tastes yum along with them also. So this is our falafel bullets. Okay, so to make pita bread with wheat flour, without yeast, and without you using an oven, these are the ingredients. I have taken 4 tablespoons of wheat atta. I have taken some glass full of water here, but we will use as much as we require from this. And I have taken here 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a pinch of sugar, and this is 1 whole tablespoon of curd. Your salt and sugar is just to balance out the things. We don't need any prominent taste to this bread. So this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to take all of them into a mixing bowl, and I'm going to knead a dough out of it. So let us see the next process. So in this mixing bowl, I'm first going to add on the dough to it. The wheat flour. So I have taken the wheat flour in the mixing bowl. I am going to add the salt to it, the sugar to it. I am not adding any moin or oil because I am going to make it on a gas. I don't want to add anything of that. And this is what I have added to it. Now I am going to add in the curd, and I will mix it well. Once everything is mixed well, I am going to keep on adding little water and make a. Let us check our dough. Oh, it's good. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of oil to it, and I'm going to knead it well. And I'll make in equal balls of say around 8 to 10 small balls of it, and then we pin to roll out the pita breads. So I dust the ball with the flour, and my tawa is already hot. So I'm going to roll it out into a small bread, roti kind of a thing. I have kept it little thicker. If you see from the sides, they are quite thick. So I have rolled the pita bread, and it is quite thick. The tawa looks to be hot enough, so I'm going to put it on. It has got the bubbles over it, so I'm turning it on and flipping it on the other side. The other side looks to be cooked well, so I'm going to turn it using the napkin or the kitchen towel. I'm slowly going to with a very light hand, I'm going to press it from all the sides, and if you see, it has started blowing up. Turning it on the other side. If a crack develops, if a crack develops onto it, it will not rise further. But this is almost blown like a balloon. So I'm going to remove our pita with the pockets. See, this has completely opened up. Now I will fill it with falafel, hummus, tahini, and some pickles and salad. This is, I have made it into 2 halves. The roti was cut into 2 halves, the pita was cut into 2 halves. And this one I have kept, which is 1 full roti or the pita bread, and it also opens up like this. So this is also ready. But this doesn't happen so soon. It requires a little practice. But if you are also not fan of maida, and you don't want to eat yeast, this is the way you can make it at home. You will need to practice say 2 to 3 times, and after that you can get this kind of pitas. So if you have liked the recipe and if you have enjoyed the show, do subscribe to my channel and share your feedback and comments. Hope you all stay safe, secured and at home. Stay blessed. Thank you.